Hello and welcome to this Isaac Harlan First Thoughts for the 2021 festive special because it's New Year's Day. Why? 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 Who knows? Hasn't performed well
Yeah,
both
you
times, but
you were so hopeful
let's.
yesterday.
I
You were
was.
so hopeful, but I tried to tempt the expectations. I was just like, yeah, it may say Christmas, but that just means Christmas season. But
I
you
know.
know,
I look.
I
I
had a
was.
feeling. I had a feeling.
I mean, look, deep down I did, but I find like if you're just negative the whole time about stuff, it drags you down. Like I prefer to at least have some belief and it just be taken away from me than have no belief at all. But
But
like
then you don't get disappointed by things, and if things are good, you find it all the more better. At least that's what I
I don't
find.
know. I find it that
Like
you're
I prefer to be pleasantly surprised by things rather than be let down. I suppose. In
I
a
don't
sense.
know. I find that if I'm positive and it actually turns out to be true, I get even happier than if being just pleasantly surprised. Usually, then I'd be like super happy. Like I mean, whatever. I mean, there was a high chance of it, and fine. I think it's dumb. It clearly hasn't worked the last two times. Like, people didn't realize that it was even the start of a new series, from what I've heard. For
Mm,
some people, when it started earlier this year on January 1st, like
yeah.
people are not wanting to watch TV on New Year's Day. Like, even like the only reason it might do better this year is because January
Yeah,
of lockdown, so people wouldn't have been
everyone
out.
needs inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm sorry, like, why not Christmas? But you know what? Whatever. I mean, obviously, I'm going to still watch it. It's not anything, but it's like when they changed it to Sunday night, like, for not much reason. Like, again,
mm.
it's like changes.
So they wanted to put other shows on there because
Well,
I'm
no, it
sure
was, I think it
BBC
was
didn't like
not
Doctor
to
Who.
compete with Strictly, which is also at the same time in October. But the issue is like it's a Saturday night show. It's not a Sunday. Nobody wants to. People are thinking about work on Sunday. People are that. But okay, that's enough. It's happening New Year's Day. Fine. Let's actually talk about the trailer. What were your first thoughts, Conrad?
So in some ways it looks all right, but the thing I'm most frustrated by is the fact that they're doing the whole humans are using Daleks for their own game, but the Daleks are gonna go around and betray them because you can't control the Daleks for the plot again. It's just like, why we doing this again?
Yeah,
We did it in Power, we had it in Victory, fairly, within the last decade. So it's like, why are we pushing the same plot again?
that's
Why?
that was my biggest annoyance. I was like, okay, this is looking nice shots of the Doctor in
Mm.
prison. I thought that looked cool, like all the cells, and all the aliens. I've I'm interested about that side of things, but like as
I
soon
guess.
as they had like the prime minister or whoever it is introduce the Daleks, I was like, this is literally Victory of the Daleks in modern day.
Yeah, and by this point, right, we've they would have already gone through stuff like Canary Wharf, and they've had the Daleks on Earth
Exactly.
before as a massive threat. Why are they?
Yeah.
It
That
doesn't make any
when the whole
sense.
fucking Earth got moved, like
Yeah, exactly.
people just forgetting that. And I know that like there was something like it didn't happen or something because of a cracks in time, but
Sorry,
I never understood that whole
what?
storyline. Yeah, but do you remember like back in 2005?
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
five, series five, when like
yeah,
Matt Smith tries to talk about the planets in the sky and Amy doesn't remember it. That's
yeah,
because like the
yeah.
cracks made it never. I don't know. This is the thing about that crack storyline. I still don't completely understand it.
Yeah, well,
Like, did
what
it
happened? Because
happen?
they
Did it?
rebooted the universe, but like, what happened and what didn't? What?
Yeah,
Yeah, he never necessarily established it,
because
but
surely then the time war must have still happened. Because then that happened in the 50th, which meant that then Dalek should have happened, which meant then Parting of the Ways should have happened, which meant then
plus they're currently pushing this whole time of Victorious thing with Waters on Mars and everything. But for Waters on Mars to have actually happened, then Stolen Earth must have happened because Adeline was influenced by a Dalek appearing in the window.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
So,
I'm just annoyed it's rehashing this whole this humans. Oh yeah, we created these. Doesn't she introduce them as drones or something? Like
probably
it just feels
drones,
very rehashy.
Ironside,
And funny
same
enough,
difference.
didn't the army just fight a Dalek in Resolution?
Yeah, that too. I'm guessing that's probably the plot.
Maybe they saw
They
how powerful it was, and they were like, "Let's
just want to
build
make
our
their own.
own," and then they
But
use
again, would
Jack
have
Robertson.
seen them
It's
by
just
now. It
victory.
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
I thought they looked good though in motion. I thought the Daleks looked somewhat interesting. I thought they looked better in the motion. I think I don't
I
know.
mean, it was a very quick trailer cut. I don't think
I
that's
liked it
enough
coming
to
out of
go
smoke.
off
That
for
was a cool
me.
shot. But I mean, it was interesting when they're flying that their lights go red instead of blue. Um, so that's something.
Hazard lights, I guess.
Yeah, they got reversing lights as well. If they're going backwards, it
beep,
goes yellow.
beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
But yeah, it's funny that they've framed it all that the Doctor's basically not going to be in the episode at all. But I think that's kind
Yeah,
of complete rubbish. I think maybe the Doctor would be out of it for like the first maybe like half an hour, like 40 minutes, and then the Doctor will come in
probably.
to save it. I mean, it's a 70-minute special, so at least a lot can happen in it. And this is like
Yeah,
1 minute of that whole 70. So we'll see how they actually do the plot with the this parliament and using it in the government. However, it does feel very rehashy already.
yeah,
um but I mean, we know that the classic other Daleks appear.
yeah.
Maybe, oh actually, maybe these are just actual drones and there's no mutants inside these Daleks. What about something like that? Like they literally just saw the design from Resolution, and then they've actually just built Daleks. Like these are actually
Their
human built
own.
Daleks, and that's why it looks like the one from Resolution. But then
Could be.
obviously the Russell T Davies Daleks would look at these guys and be like, these are impure, and that's what would
Hmm.
cause
But would they
battle.
actually put humans in there? Because otherwise they wouldn't
Well, not humans.
be
Maybe it's just like robot or something. Like it's
purely
but
mechanical.
yeah, purely mechanical. And what happens if
Mm,
maybe the Russell T ones can actually like? Because I mean, we're seeing them out of their casings here.
right.
That would be more of a storyline I'd be interested in if they go that route. That it's actually like
Mm,
human built Daleks, just based on the designs from because of what they saw in Resolution and how powerful it was and
mm.
how destructive it was. That would be different
Yeah,
enough than if it's literally the Daleks' plan to infiltrate Parliament or whatever. Again, I'm gonna, that's gonna like be
yeah,
real old, real quick.
yeah. But nevertheless, like I said, surely they must have had the files on what happened in Victory. So, provided that they
Not,
didn't get
I
reversed,
don't think government. I think probably Torchwood would and Unit would, but I feel like,
happened. It happened with Winston Churchill. Surely there must have been some
but I mean,
extent of
you know how like the Russell T got with it, like the Slovene was a hoax, the whole spaceship thing. They always kind of explained it
yeah
away.
to the general populace, sure, maybe. Although to be fair, it's pretty difficult to deny the existence of Daleks after some of the stuff that happened during that era. But like, at least in terms of Victory, surely at least the government would have access to that, or at least certain members of the government.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think you can cover that up.
I mean, apparently the Stolen Earth never happened, so
Ugh.
yikes. But I mean, aesthetically, it looks nice. I think it looks good as an episode. I think it looks like high
Mm.
budget. It looks like a budget at least went into it. Um,
Mm.
it's
Again,
interesting.
some
So
of
they still use that TARDIS house then, the house TARDIS, which landed on Earth, which brought them back. That looks interesting. Like notes in there and how they've been like keeping an eye on things.
yeah.
I just think it's the dialogue's kind of cringe. Like, oh yeah, the Doc would have wanted us to keep an eye over Earth. Like, you would like, what would you do, Graham? I'm sorry. Like, yes, you've seen time and space, great, but you're still
Just watch
just a
it.
bus driver. Like, you know,
Just watch it.
yeah, not I. Oh, that's an alien invasion happening over there. That's not good.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that definitely is.
I kept an eye on it though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at least there's like 3 of them. I guess it's like somewhat more realistic if it was just like one, you know, because they could keep
Sure.
each other going. I
Yeah.
guess, you know, that kind of like team support, fam support, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's quite hard. Obviously, it seems like I liked John Barrowman's dialogue at the start of the trailer. I thought that was, you know, actually felt a bit Russell T Daviesy. Which
Yeah.
was, I was like, that's you know, like traveling with a doctor, you don't really get to choose when it starts or when it ends, you know. I thought that was good. So it seems like at least Jack sees them first, I guess. Then maybe he'll go off and try and save the doctor. I don't know. What I like in some ways is I have no idea where they go, you know, where this is going to go in direction.
True. Yeah.
Which leaves the excitement open. However, I'm a bit like, oh, I'm just worried about there being a lot of retread in terms of like enough a story with the, you know, the Daleks pretending they're not the Daleks, and then oh no, what? They actually
Daleks?
are evil? Oh my god, that's crazy.
Shocker.
But yeah, it's. I mean, I'm glad Jack's back. You know, that I love. I love all that side. You know, it looks great. You know, production design is you know looking groovy as ever.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in some ways glad that you know Ryan and Graham's story is going to come to an end after really not having much in last season to do. So
Yeah.
there's like lots of positives. Obviously, you know, it was interesting to see that not Trump back again.
Yeah, directly involved
Was
in these. So.
see what he's up to. Yeah, I think it would have been more interesting if they had him and Lenny Henry's character from last season like team up. That would have been slightly more interesting. Like both experienced, like just like that slight more team up, I guess. But hey ho. But
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, like again, we really actually haven't got that much, and we only have just over a month until it airs. So actually, it's pretty soon, which is quite exciting, really. I mean, special effects wise, it looked good. They did the smart thing of keeping, you know, when the Daleks are in the air, moving shots, not still, because that's like that's the issue with like Doomsday when all the Daleks are like still in the sky and stuff. That's when it looks shaky. It's like you want to keep stuff moving. It's like
although you wouldn't have noticed it so much on the TVs we had back then. I mean, I think that's a bit of a
it's retroactive thing. Yeah, but even now, I mean, like, and it's good they shot it at night scenes. Like these are all the things that you do when like you've got a tight budget and you need to, you know, you want it to look good. And so they clearly they've been, you know, hopefully, I mean, he obviously wrote it, hopefully thinking about the CG, but maybe not. But at least like that's a smart creative decision to do it then, because it means that if anything looks slightly off, you're less likely going to see it. It's good to do these things, you know, big invasions at night, like because you can kind of hide stuff much better. But yeah, overall, I do like the designs that I'm cool with. I kind of like them. I'm excited to see them on camera. They're far more Dalek-y than I think the Paradigm ones were. I think just the color scheme. I just couldn't see past the colors. At least this time they've gone with decent colors, and the light thing. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do with it aesthetically. Whether it, you know, though the red lasers I was a bit unsure of. Though they had pink in the past actually. They've had pink in the past.
Not pink.
Purpley pink. Like
maybe,
a red. Was it Destiny? Destiny
yeah.
of the Daleks had like a pinkier one.
Maybe.
I swear at some point they have had like a more of a coloured one. I'm pretty sure it was Destiny.
Certainly had green. And
yeah.
And then they had blue.
So I don't mind too much about that. Yeah, we'll see.
Much. Although you know, I always associated the kind of bluey greens with the Daleks and the reds with the when the
Cybermen.
Cybermen had like the arm
Yeah.
cannons,
I mean,
I always saw them as having
it's
them
been a
as
long
hits,
time
but-
since I've had those arm cannons anyway.
True.
No,
True.
they had them recently, but they didn't shoot red, I don't think. Oh no, yes, I guess Nightmare in Silver was a long time ago now. That's the weird thing. It's like I'm
Yeah.
thinking that was recent, right? No, that was 2013.
Considering that, yeah, the Cybermen have only haven't appeared much since then. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, they have.
well, now they have, but I mean, there was a gap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I meant.
No, Stephen Moffat didn't really like them during the Matt Smith era.
No.
Kind of got just reduced to
He
cameos.
just
didn't
allowed
he?
it because Neil Gaiman wanted to write them.
Yeah.
And you don't say no to Neil Gaiman.
No, Neil Gaiman's amazing. It's a shame that you just didn't get a two-parter. But I mean,
Mm.
we're seeing a Dalek ship. That's something, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
I
I'm
guess.
interested.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Yeah, I know you're more positive with the Dalek design. I'm still not. Like, yeah, when you see them alongside the Prime Minister in that one shot, they still just look really off to me. Like, I'm not. They don't look imposing or threatening. They still look kind of squeezed. I mean, that's just my best way of describing them. And yeah, my worries about the plot, although if it goes in the direction which you pointed out, then I'm a bit happy with that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some good stuff to it, definitely. But it's a bit difficult to really make a full judgment on a minute and a half trailer.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm glad they went with a more traditional trailer. I'm glad they didn't do anything like pop songy or whatever. I never liked that when they did that before.
no.
But yeah, I think that is the if they don't address previous Dalek stories and stuff that's happened to the Earth, then I will get like I'll be annoyed. Like I mean, even like Graham and stuff. Like what is the rules? Did it happen or not? Because like at the minute, like they've never mentioned, like they're like aliens don't exist. Everyone on Earth should know aliens exist at this point.
Yeah.
Since the stolen Earth and the planets and
yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand.
I really hate that inconsistency because it's like I don't know. I know it's supposed to. It's because you want the companion to not believe, and then they're special because they do believe, and it's like I think.
I guess the Capaldi era with like the whole Boo thing was just like, oh, everyone will forget, people will move on. But I mean, there'll nevertheless be records of it. They can't, completely, totally wipe the slate clean. No matter how much people ignore it.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, overall, I'm intrigued, but I'm slightly more nervous now that it's going to be a bit of just a retread. I'd say that's my first thoughts, really, to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I think that's all really there is to say.
Visually looks good, but
yeah,
worries, I guess.
I guess, just slightly. Yeah, I'm still excited. I'm glad there's, Doctor Who and whatever, and I think the designs look decent. But I guess we'll see. I'll be interested to see what they full on action in the like the heat of the episode, what it's like.
Sure.
And I'm glad it's long because it means that at least you can establish something deeper. But my concern is literally copy and paste the Victory in the Daleks. I really hope they don't do that. Oh, we're good Daleks. And like you're trying to have to convince them that the Daleks it's just like it's been done. Like come on, like that. You got it. It's like, have you not watched Doctor Who? Like the show you're writing for? Did you not watch the series? Like
it's a tricky. After that one clip of Chibnall complaining about
he never watched
Trial of the Time Lord, he gave up on the series and never watched it again despite writing for it.
Not my Doctor. Sylvester McCoy. All these men, not my Doctor. It's I mean, yeah. I guess that's it. There we go. What do you guys think of the trailer? What did you guys think of it all? That's all I got to say. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Yeah, comment below. We do a weekly, fortnightly podcast about Doctor Who, all the news. We did one
Apparently
yesterday.
fortnightly.
Um,
Maybe it'll go back. Maybe
yeah,
it won't. We'll
it's
see.
at least every fortnight, sometimes weekly, but just because we're very busy at the minute. But yeah, we talk
You're
about.
very busy at the minute.
I'm very busy at the minute. But we talk about Doctor Who, new classic, kind of news and kind of just the wider universe. And yeah, feel free to subscribe and just put us on in the background. I think we have nice voices. Who knows? But there we go. I'm biased to my own voice. So yeah, so there we go. Yeah, comment below what you thought of the trailer. We will see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.